And our next fellow is a Renaissance fellow. He has a visual, uncanny ability of putting things down on paper, as well as his words. Mr. Clayton Buchanan, if you would grace us.
The first piece I'm going to read, I read several days ago, and I got a couple of comments that I should possibly reconsider bits and pieces. And at the time I said, I don't agree with you, but a day or two later I started thinking in depth about what was said, and I realized it might be better to do some changes that were minimal, but to me they seemed to work a little better, still in the direction that I was interested in. And the piece is called A Miracle of Survival, and it's fiction. The frustration of now I do not want to give into. Goodness and accomplishment are hand in hand, but at times losing this sight spurs the frustration mode to where I am today in my world. Pushing forward I am trying to do, but backward slipping is taking hold. I have done past things of proudness, but these times of now, they are not enough. Walk away many times I have done, but this day my walk away is heading me to the pathway of no return. I have thought of this, but never done what I am about to do. A mile to go and I see others of happiness with such a love for being alive, family sharing of togetherness. If only our world would open up to camaraderie across borders. My frustration deepens as I walk down my final path. Up ahead, I see the bridge of destination. Loved this river, I have always done. A home when in despair since childhood, the perfect place to end all. My walking quickens as I breathe in the moisture of river so wet and deep. This place from which I will not return as I drift down, inhaling hurtfully into my lungs this cold water as the river bottom approaches. The bridge walkway I have walked before, but never this mindset. Easy this will be, approaching the bridge center space. Climbing over the rail, I realize it is time to let go and fall to my peaceful end, free at last as I sail away down into this river, ending despair. In these final airspace seconds of life, I think of my family and friends and this river, screaming as I hit the water, "What have I done? No!" I realize I'm in the water, cold but still alive. How the hell possible is this? I feel something under me, nudging me, but I'm too foggy to reach any answers as to what it is. I must have hit the water with my legs. I feel a strong numbing sensation. I hear sirens up on the bridge, but I can't be sure. I don't know how long in water I've been. Everything is hazy, unclear. I think I'm passing out. River shoreline I am on with other teens to watch and learn the spawning growths of the Atlantic sturgeon. Learning of this and other fascinations of river is made available for us all. Back up river they come to lay their eggs and mature for several years, then to the ocean they go to fulfill their lives. In looking at river's edge, I see a floundering fish and something a foot or two offshore. There seems to be trouble of sorts unknown as I wade into the shallow depths. Several feet below the surface, I see a young sturgeon caught somewhat in a netting. In grabbing it free, only for a second out of the water, it looks at me, blinks an eye as I smile back. Put in the water, I watch it swim away to the unknown depths of its life. That blink of an eye camaraderie touches me deeply as I realize I have saved a precious life. Grow it will to 5 or 6 feet in length. This river is loved by us both. Out of mind, drifting fog, I come to hearing loud voices yelling, "Hang in there, we've almost got you." I see a boat heading toward me and again feel the soft nudging, keeping me afloat. Being pulled out of the water, I look back into the river and see the largest fish ever have I seen. As it comes to and breaks through the surface, looking at me, I think I notice a blink of its eye, bringing back that first blink some 8 years ago. Could this be that same fish I freed, having now grown so large, and in return giving me this saving miracle of life today? It then swims away, never to be forgotten. My life just turned a valuable corner, and I will continue to live it joyfully. I wish I could share this happening with my mentor, but he died several years before I attempted taking my own life. Experiencing the miracle of continued life, my saving sturgeon in this Hudson River will never be forgotten and loved always they will be. Thanks to you, Pete Seeger. Whoa. This final piece is something I had happened to me when I was in my senior high school year, and it's entitled Bobby Hodge. That graduation high school year of 1958, an inspiration Bobby Hodge was then, and to this day still. Out of 8 children he was of a poor rural family. Track and field, his first year that spring. Average at best we all were, but through the district meet, we qualified an event or two for the Arkansas Track and Field State Championships. Bobby Hodge, awkward in running somewhat, surprised us all, finishing a hard-earned second that district day, qualifying for the state meet mile run. My relay team qualified as well. I remember not our relay finish at that state meet, but Bobby Hodge that day I never will forget. The gun sounded, off they were, a full mile to go with Arkansas's best. Bobby Hodge way back in the running pack. 4 laps to finish. The first and second showed small chance, our team having little hope. Then came lap 3. Bobby Hodge started moving slowly up the running crowd. I took note as others did, and our watching a bit more focused it became. The final lap was upon us, finish not far ahead, and Bobby Hodge was in the race. I found myself running that field across with teammates yelling adulation as we kept in pace on the infield. We ran in sync with Bobby Hodge into and around that final curve, screaming support. I saw his red hair bouncing, his head bowed with gritting teeth as he determined his last yards to go. Bobby Hodge that race day finished 3rd of an elite group of 9 or more. An honor for our school and team, but in me something far outweighed that honor. Total admiration for and recognition of a commitment weighing far beyond a runner's talent. I gained this insight from my fellow teammate that graduation year, the spring of 1958. Thank you.